In this video, I'm going to be using this egg to help you understand how to unlock the secret to changing your reality. I'm going to be using one of my most unusual setups to make it as easy to understand as possible. I'm going to be visually showing you where most people go wrong and they stay stuck in their undesired reality, and what you can do starting today so that you can start creating circumstances and experiences that you really want to have. So let's get started. Let me introduce you first to your current and potentially old reality. It's going to be represented here by this coffee cup. You can see there's thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, and attitudes. You can see a divider here. And right here, this beautiful illustration, this is your dream reality. There's happy you, there's abundance, there's love, and it's represented by this different coffee mug. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and habits. So you can see right here that they're separated by a divider. I'm going to get more into what all this means in just a little bit, and also where that egg comes into play. So here is that promised egg. This egg is going to represent the essence, the spirit, or the soul of you. I don't actually eat eggs unless they're in pastries or cake. But for the demonstration of this video, this is going to represent your soul. So for now, we're going to start out in that old reality, or potentially the current reality, right? So inside the thoughts, feelings, beliefs, actions, and attitudes and habits, this is your soul sitting right there. Now, I want you to notice also that the writing of these is different, right? This is written in black and this is written in blue. That's to indicate they are different. One's not better or worse than the other one. They're simply different. And those thoughts, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, all that, they line up with the energetics of that reality. And this right here, this is not a block where you can't get there. This is blocked out because of perceptions. And remember, the mind is how we see the perceptions, the beliefs, and all of this. And that is how we see the world. So literally, you won't be able to perceive of that desired reality right now because you're in this current mind or vantage point. So here you are, you're just living life and you're trying maybe really hard. You've done a lot of affirmations, you've done visualizations, and you really want to get over here, right? So you're trying to push through this wall. You can't perceive of it, so this might be also too where you get really frustrated because your effort's going out and nothing changing. Or maybe you get a little bit of movement and then boom, you're right back to where you started. That's because the energetics of who you're being, the coffee cup, are keeping you in this reality. Not because you're being bad or you don't deserve it, simply because there's an energy, and that energy is basically like a rubber band. It wants to keep you here. We also have a cybernetic mechanism, which is a set point, how we see ourselves. You can also say a self-image. So if your self-image is green cup, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, heavily anchored to the past. Maybe a situation happened. Maybe the way that you grew up, the caregivers around you treated you really poorly, and you think, well, if I was worthy or valuable, I would have been treated differently. And since I wasn't, I must be just this green cup. Now realize that the egg is removable, okay? But the cup is not removable. The cup stays in its individual and assigned energetic realm, own distinct reality. So what happens, and where most people make mistakes, is they try to take their current personality and push through the wall to get to this other reality. And if you know the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, he has a really good quote, and it says, you can't create a new personal reality, right? This is the old one, this is a new one. You can't create a new personal reality with the same personality. I gotta be honest here, I really struggled with this idea because I thought my personality was who I was. But it took a while for me to really accept and get past that ego mind of, no, this is who I am. How I am is not who I am. Gabor Mate talks about this, things such as perfectionism, workaholic, people-pleasing, always being funny. These are less about being your actual true personality and more of an outdated coping mechanism of how you stayed safe in the world. But when they go unconscious and we don't look back on them and understand ourselves more, we can actually associate that coping mechanism as part of ourself. So as you can start to understand that whatever personality this is, again, these thoughts and feelings are going to come from beliefs. These beliefs are going to be meanings of why something happened to you, why someone was mean to you, why you didn't get your needs met, why they treated you that way. So these beliefs were snapshots of why things happened before you could actually reason on something and have that complex thinking in your head. So it created this persona or this personality, which led to habits, attitudes, actions, and you continue to be this person. This is your state of being. And remember, you don't get in life what you want or what you deserve, but you do get who you are being. One of the biggest things you can start to understand is that the essence of you is not your personality. And the only way you can start to change and experience something new is not to push through here, but is simply to start to let go of who you were being. And that is the only way that you can actually step into a new reality. This beautiful hand-drawn, amazing illustration that I've done. But you can see that these are new thoughts and new feelings primarily based on these new beliefs. They're going to lead to new actions, attitudes, and habits. And when you're in that energy, that state of being, that is when you can start experiencing it. Also realize, if you think about Neville Goddard, one of his main things was feeling. So if you're over here, but you're tapping into the feelings by letting go of the beliefs that you had of yourself. One of the most profound things I was taught was to re-reason on the past. Why did you even give that meaning? If you look back into a situation where a caregiver was really cruel or you didn't get your needs met, can you start to see that it was not what you lacked or what you deserved, but more a reflection of what that environment lacked and the emotional maturity and capacity of those around you? Not good or bad, not blaming, simply did not meet your needs. It wasn't because of you. You shift over and start to realize, oh, I am worthy. You're starting to tap into these feelings. One of the major things that this can do is to help you start to perceive of this new reality, which is going to energetically start putting you there. Even though you might still be seeing this over here, when you start shifting your beliefs and start shifting your feelings, you start tapping in to a different perception because you're starting to see the world through a different mind. Here's the other thing too. Most people try to take their egg and they're like, okay, when I start seeing this reality, I start seeing the hearts and the happiness and the sunshine over here. When I start seeing that, okay, then I'll come over here, right? When I see the outside change, then I'll change my inner world, right? No, that's not how it works. The cause and effect of this, Dr. Joe Dispenza would call that thing I just described, waiting for your outside to change so you change inside. But look where you are energetically. You're still over here in your undesired current reality. So if you're waiting for your outside to change, you're staying in the same energetic. And what do you keep experiencing? The stuff you no longer want to experience. So the cause and effect you want to have is to start to understand this personality, okay? This personality, what people do, and I myself included, is I was thinking about what I would experience. Love, money, happiness, freedom. But I failed to really take into account what personality, who would I be to be in this reality? When you start to go to the cause of what would create this reality, that's when you can actually start making these shifts. But if you're sitting over here in the old reality thinking of your experiences, you've missed your ability to actually be the cause, to allow yourself to start being this person and take your essence over here and literally let go. Every possible reality of you exists right now. The only thing standing in the way of you and experiencing it is you stepping into that state of being. I didn't say stepping into the reality of it. I said stepping into the state of being of it. Stepping into the new personality, because when you step into the new personality, when you place your beautiful brown egg into that personality and supercharge it, now this personality has energy in it. Where attention goes, energy flows. And when you start bringing to life this state of being, you can start illuminating this reality, start perceiving of situations, start perceiving of opportunities, start making actions in the world. When you take actions outside of what this person would do, when you start acting in that way, and this isn't like going spending tons of money, this is about how can you be the person. Remember, detach from the experience of what that person would get, what that person would be reflected. Tap into the being, attitudes, beliefs, feelings, thoughts, and start in the moment. ABC, become aware. Are you being the old personality or are you being the new personality? Neither is bad or good, but you could have a preference of what you want to experience. So awareness of what thoughts, what meanings, which one of these would have a helpless victim interpretation of things? Which one of these would assume people are abandoning them? This personality is still heavily connected to the past, and they continue to live their life now dictated by the past. This one over here, they're connected to their future energetically. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, all of that is being defined by the future vision. You'll never be able to be in this personality thinking of the experiences in this reality without actually letting go of the old personality. The more you can start to understand that your personality, a lot of things you've picked up along the way were ways that you got your needs met. For me, I always had to be really funny. I wanted to entertain people. I wanted them to laugh and feel good, because I would actually get uncomfortable with emotions. And I felt that if I didn't make people laugh, then no one would like me. So those were coping mechanisms, because in the old way, my belief was that I wasn't good enough, that who I am alone was not lovable. I needed to do something. So my feelings, thoughts, and ultimately actions and habits were reflecting this old coping mechanism of being able to be accepted and loved. If you can start to just say, oh, okay, I'm not bad, wrong for being this way, but am I really being true to myself? Are there things that I can let go of that would actually get me to my most authentic self? The more you start to ask yourself these questions, the more you start to understand that you got to take your egg and you got to start stepping into this new personality. When you do, that's what opens the key, the portal to this new reality. It gives you the perceptual awareness of seeing these opportunities. This one over here, just as good, just as wonderful. However, the limitations are in the energetics, and it keeps you confined to this reality. If you want some help on how you can be in that new energy before you've experienced it, this next video right here is going to help show you exactly how. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you haven't done so already, join the community, and I will see you on the next one.